Okay, let's run.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to And I Quote. This is a weekly show where we introduce you to some of the best creators from all over the world, and we find out more about them by taking your questions. I am your host, Ryan of And I Quote channel, and our guest on this episode is someone who is a creator himself. He's got a lot of wonderful things going on in the creative circuit, as one might say. Please welcome indie comic creator, and yes, writer being the key word here, my friends. Not just any Davis, but the Kevin Davis is in the house. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and thank you for being here, maybe watching or listening to this right now. Do not forget to like and share this with your closest friends. If you're watching this live or on Memorax, there's a throwback for you, Kevin. Hello there. And if you have any questions for the guest of honor known as Kevin Davis, let us know in those comments. Let us know in the chat. We'll be taking those as they come in respectively. With that piece of business done and over with, Kevin, when did you first start reading comics?
So I first started reading comics in 2020 when the COVID pandemic happened, because I didn't grow up reading comics. And since in 2020 we couldn't really do anything, I started finding out about indie comics. And so I kind of fell in love with comics from like Black Sands Entertainment, Ace Blade, even Dark Horse Image comics like Hellboy. And I got into Alien comics, Daredevil comics, and the rest is history. And to this day, I fell in love with comics, and I'm having a blast. And so I started writing my own comics.
Well, that's just super, as one might say. Who would you? I know, right? Who would you say are some of your favorite comic book writers or artists? Who are some of the names that stand out to you?
Well, from ones I know at the indie comics to my friends like Carissa Grant with Worthy Chaos. I think that's called. I think it's what's called.
The Kevin Feige of indie comics, Carissa Grant, because
basically,
she has like 50,000
Yeah.
plans for 50,000
Oh my
comics.
God.
Yeah.
She inspires me. Then Lori.
Lori Calcaterra, Path of the Pale Rider.
Yeah, Path of the Pale Rider.
Another friend of ours. Hey, two connections. There you go.
Yes, sir. My friend Danny Quick, who does Ace Blade.
Yeah, I've seen him at conventions. I've seen him. Yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
What's up, Danny J. Quick? Yeah, Ace Blade. That's a cool name too, Ace Blade.
Oh
I like
yeah, it's so freaking cool. But then I'm gonna go to the other side of comics. Dark Horse. I forgot his name. The one who created Hellboy.
you mean Mike Mignola? Mike
Yeah,
Mignola.
Mike
Yeah.
Mignola.
Yeah.
I love Hellboy. And I think that's my top ones I really love, and I actually read the most of, honestly. If I'm gonna be honest. So yeah.
No, that's cool. It's cool. Our good friend, who we were actually talking about this individual backstage because they just confirmed that they're going to be appearing during our Superman 2025 spoiler heavy review, which is tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you who are watching this live, if you aren't watching this live, you can always watch it on the replay, respectively. But yeah, Brian Robin, who is a diehard Mike Mignola fan. If you look at his website, brianrobin.com, you can tell that his artwork was heavily inspired by Hellboy himself, Mike Mignola. So definitely treat yourself. He's another indie comic creator out there. He's a good friend of ours. He wrote a book called what is it, Brian? What Memoirs of an Angel, the Grey Pilgrim. So it's a storyline that's a crossover between Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist.
Ooh.
So if you're into that sort of stuff, if you're
I
into
love both of those.
well, I was going to say, if you're into fantasy adventure mixed with horror, check out brianrodman.com and purchase a paperback copy of Memoirs of an Angel, the Grey Pilgrim is the name of the book. So,
Awesome. All right then.
yeah. Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. That's an image that's going to keep me up tonight. So yeah, BrianRaman.com. Check him out. He's a good friend of ours here in the U.S. of A. from the great state of Kentucky, and he's going to be joining us for the Superman review later tonight. So you'll get a chance to meet him, say hello. Maybe if, and by the way, this is for you, Kevin. If you're able to join us in the chat, just say hello. Feel free to do so if you have the time. No pressure. No pressure. You know, if you're able to join us in the chat, great. If not, you can always go back and watch the replay and get to know the panelists a little bit better. That's fine too. But some good names you just mentioned there. Yeah, Carissa Grant is OCD when it comes to comics. She knows way too much for her own good. She's got plans for 50 million comics on 50 different days, 52 weeks of the year, which I don't understand how you do it, Carissa. I really don't. I think she's a machine sent back in time from the future or something. It's like she's a Terminator or something.
Gotta be.
I know, honestly. And then Lori Calcaterra, look at how many Kickstarters she's putting out, man. I mean, she's kicking tail and taking it. Path to the Pale Rider is no joke, which, don't get me wrong, I think it's pathtothe-pale-rider.com is the website, or if you just look up Lori Calcaterra on Kickstarter, you can find our campaign going on there for, I believe it's, what is it, issue 7 now?
I think that just ended.
I think it's just ended. Yeah, it came to a close, but
Was it
7 issues in.
Yeah, it was 7 or 8. I lost count.
I think it was 7. I think it was 7. Okay. Lori, if I'm wrong about this, correct me in the chat on the replay. But I'm pretty sure it's issue number 7 of Path of the Pale Rider, Kevin. But I might be wrong. But yeah, no, they're all very, very good people. Very, very good to me, and they're very, very good to you. So that always helps. What would you say are some of what would you say are some of your favorite comic book based TV series?
Oh man, based. My favorite. I have multiple. I probably start with Arrow.
Okay.
I think Arrow is actually how I got into DC.
There you go.
I'm like, cause I watched all the Batmans, but I was like, I didn't know they was. When I watched Batman, I didn't know he was DC at first. Because I didn't know he was based on comics.
Right.
But I didn't really fully know about the DC comics until I started watching Arrow, and then realizing the Arrow and Batman are in the same universe or based on the same company. Agents of Shield from Marvel. I watched that faithfully every year when it was on. Even the old school Spider-Man, the animation. And the X-Men show, The Gifted, that came on a couple years ago too. So yeah.
Yeah, The Gifted is underrated, man.
It is.
Here's the sad thing about me. I haven't watched seasons 2 and 3 yet, so I got a lot of work to do. But of the first season of The Gifted, I really liked it. It's very
There's
different.
only 2 seasons.
Oh, it is 2 seasons? I thought it was 3.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, they canceled it after season 2, which was so
darn it, you fools. You fools.
And it ended on a massive cliffhanger. So that pissed everyone off. Yeah. So I was like, really, Fox? Really?
I hate that. But
yeah.
I will watch season 2. I want to see it. I like The Gifted. It's a very unique take on the X-Men. It's like, what if the X-Men were gone and a new crop of mutants comes about? What are they going to do? How are they going to lead themselves? Or who's going to be their leader? What all this kind of jazz. And then you find out that one of the mutants just happens to be Magneto's daughter, which is like, oh my god, like what is happening?
Oh yeah.
If she's here, where is Magneto? But I'll find out in season 2 when I get around to it. I promise. Because I love X-Men. So X-Men very, very good to me. So grew up on X-Men, son. I grew up on that X-Men animated series. We were all there. We were all there. And if you weren't there, then you missed out. But guess what? The good news is we have this little thing called streaming services. And if you go to the one that shall not be named, that owns everything, it's a monopoly. Thank you, Disney Plus. Go on Disney Plus and watch X-Men the animated series and X-Men '97, because X-Men '97 is just as badass as the original.
It really is.
Dude, it is, and it's dark. It is dark.
And I love they kept the music too.
Well, they had to. You had to. You can't. There is very few themes of different IPs and proproperties can ever be replaced. You can't replace this. You just can't. You can't do it. And if you try to do it, you're fooling yourself. But anyway, that's just me. You picked some good names there. Yeah, Arrow, for me, Arrow was good the first couple of seasons, then it dropped off it went off the rails for me.
Yeah. I also love the Flash, but same with Flash, it kind of got bonkers.
Yeah.
And I stopped watching the Flash after. I actually stopped watching the Flash after Crisis on Infinite. Crisis on Infinite. That's when I stopped. After I stopped.
Yeah. I was good at that point.
It got too repetitive. They bringing back old villains for no freaking reason. I was like, okay, now y'all just getting lazy. I'm like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I liked Supergirl, but she got too. They made her too political. That
Oh
got
my
so
gosh.
annoying. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh,
they drew that out too freaking. I'm like, the whole season, guys, really?
yeah.
I was like, so that was depressing.
It
I'm
was
like,
trippy.
I didn't even care to watch the full final season. I just skipped to the series finale, just see how it ended.
Yeah, well, let me ask you this: was the Supergirl ending any good, or was it terrible?
Yes, it was. It was surprised they got. It was really good.
Oh, it was good. Okay, so they stick the
Yeah,
landing. Okay.
yeah, they actually stick the landing
All
with
right. All
with the
right.
finale,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Superman
Respect.
and Lois was so good from beginning to end. I'm still catching up. I think that was the best one because I felt Superman and Lois was actually the most consistent one. I feel
Mm,
like they had different writers on this one because this was actually the storytelling actually is consistent.
right.
Is actually not repetitive.
Repetitive. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this probably almost hired a different writer because this has a different vibe to it than the other shows. And they didn't have that pointless comedy in it like Legends of Tomorrow. I was like, okay, yeah, they must have a different writer on this one because
Hmm.
wow.
Hmm.
So I think Superman Lois was my all time favorite in the Arrowverse.
Okay.
I couldn't really get into Batwoman. It just wasn't really that interesting to me. I was like, it just felt like it was just jumpy.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
And then the lead actress left after one season, and then they
yeah,
replaced
and then
her, and then it was a
it
whole
just
thing.
yeah, it just kind of it gave me a headache trying to keep up with the story, and I feel like they drew it out too much too. I was like, this could have been better if they went a different route than they did.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, I can't really get into it very much. And plus, I felt the suit was kind of awkward at times. I
Yeah.
love Legends of Tomorrow first season. After the first season,
Hmm.
they just got stupid, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. They definitely leaned into comedic territory with Legends of Tomorrow. They were trying to make it like Guardians of the Galaxy or something, and I just thought, the first season was so good. The second season was all right. It wasn't terrible. I thought the second season actually improved a couple of things here and there. But then when they started
But after
incorporating,
season two, it went
yeah,
downhill.
that's what I'm saying. Like after season two, it was just kind of like, man, we're focusing way too much on the comedy here, guys. Like,
Mhm.
come on. If you're trying to be like Marvel, don't do that. Be your
Please
own
don't.
thing. Be your own brand, man.
Please don't.
DC's got,
Please.
you can. Here's my thing about these kinds of shows. You can have levity, but don't shove it down our throats.
Yep.
You need salt and pepper. You need levity mixed with drama. In my opinion, I want more drama than comedy. You can have levity in it, but sprinkle it. Don't give us like a huge spoonful of sugar. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
it was too much, man. But yeah, season one of Legends of Tomorrow is good. Dude, the trailer for
I was
season one
excited.
was like one of the best comic based TV series trailers I've ever seen.
Heck yeah.
Because I was like, dude, they're taking all these different characters from DC that some of us, not every, if you're a hardcore comic fan, you probably know who they are. But for me, as a casual viewer who only knows like the cliff notes of what a comic book is and
Mhm.
how certain characters are incorporated into DC, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're getting Firestorm, we're getting Captain Cold, we're getting Heatwave. Like, I don't know who any of these characters are, but I'm excited to learn about them. And
Same.
and
Same.
and that and by the way, one of my favorite things that happened in season one of Legends of Tomorrow is when Captain Cold is talking to the ship's computer and he's like trying to teach it how to do certain things or put
Uh,
together certain ideas.
oh yeah.
And I think the computer's name was Gideon.
Yeah. Yeah. Gideon.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Captain Cold is so good in this. He's so good. He
Oh
could
my
have
god.
carried the
He was
show,
hilarious.
honestly.
He was hilarious.
He was great, and it's funny because it's a Prison Break reunion between Wentworth Miller and
Yeah.
Dominic Purcell.
I was
So
like,
it's like
they
all these
stay playing brothers. They stay playing brothers. It's freaking awesome.
two different
They,
series across like what 8 or 9 years that they did that. Like it
I
was like
don't know,
10 years.
but
So
they have that chemistry.
they
That
do.
you can't bring one without the other. They just have that chemistry.
Yeah, but Wentworth
Like,
Miller, man, jeez.
oh my god.
That is anyway. If you go back and watch season one of Legends Tomorrow, you'll understand what we're talking about here, folks. Once
Oh
again,
yeah.
this is I quote with the guest of honor, Kevin Davis, indie comic creator. Don't forget to like and share. If you have any questions, let us know in those comments in the chat. And if you're watching us live or on the replay, thank you so much for doing that. We cannot do this without you. What would you say are some of your favorite comic book based movies?
Hellboy.
Yeah,
First, I
we
like
know Mike
Hellboy.
Mignola. Yeah, other than
Uh,
Mignola's film, what else do you like?
I would say from Marvel, The Avengers,
There you go.
Spider-Man. Sam. I like Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
There you
Well,
go.
actually, I like all the Spider-Mans, but I think Sam Raimi really brought out the matureness of Spider-Man.
Hmm.
Well, I love all of them. Um, Captain America, Black Panther, Thor 1 and 3, 2 and 4 was kind of iffy. um, yeah. These are my all-time favorites, really. Because and then on the DC side, I would probably say I really love Man of Steel on DC side.
Darn right. That's my
Um,
boy Henry Cavill. Yeah.
yeah. At first, I didn't like Black Adam, but watching it again with my family, it kind of leaned to it a little bit more. But it's not my favorite though. So I'm like, I like it, but it's not my favorite. I hated the Flash movie. That was horrible. I'm not gonna lie. I was so disappointed watching that movie, and I actually really like the Snyder Cut Justice League. So yeah, yeah,
Okay. All right.
that's the ones off the top of my head I can remember.
No. It's cool. It's cool. And by the way, Abby Colasso says shout out to both of you. What's up, Abby? Good to see
Hey,
you. Hope
Abby,
everything's well in your neck of the woods in the great state of Pennsylvania. She's yeah, great. She's a good friend of mine. She's from the great state of Pennsylvania, where it's always sunny in Philadelphia. So hope everything's well for you, Abby.
also
Hope everything's
the
well for you.
Dark Knight. Sorry, the Dark Knight. I love the
The
Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dark Knight. I love that
Yeah.
one too. Yeah,
I believe in Harvey Dent. Yeah.
yeah.
I believe in Harvey Dent, Kevin. I believe in Harvey Dent. He's our white knight. Let's hear it for him. There you go. Yeah, I would contribute to his campaign if you were running for office, absolutely. But then he kind of turned into a two-faced psychopath and tried to kill Gordon and his
Yeah,
kids. So
yeah.
like,
yeah.
yeah, sorry, buddy, can't really get with that. But you were Gotham's White Knight during the first half of that movie.
He was. He was.
He really was, and he almost took. He was willing to take the fall too, because
He
remember,
was.
remember at
Yeah.
the press conference. The press conference.
Yeah.
Joker's like, I want you to reveal yourself. I want you to come out,
Yep.
let people know who you
Yep.
are. And Bruce is about to go up to the podium, and all of a sudden, wait a minute, hold on. And then he says, I am the Batman. Harvey Dent's like, I am the Batman. But I want to let you guys know the night is darkest just before the dawn.
yeah.
And I promise you, the dawn is coming. Which I think was his. I think that was like a precursor to Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. So there you go. See what I did there? There's a bit of an in reference there.
Yeah.
That wasn't
intentional.
That wasn't intentional on Nolan or what's his name, Aaron Eckhart's part. But it kind of reminds me. It's like, well, the night is darkest just before the dawn. Yeah. Does that mean we're gonna get a dawn of justice, maybe?
Right.
In about 8 years, because that movie was in 2008, and then the what do you call it? BVS came out in 2016. So there you go.
Yep, it did.
It predicted for 8 years from
8
that point
years.
we were going to get a
That's
Dawn of
hilarious.
Justice movie.
That was hilarious. I didn't even catch that.
Yep.
I didn't even catch that. Oh wow.
It's a great speech. It's a great speech, and well done, Aaron Eckhart. He's an underrated actor too.
Dude, he's one of my favorite actors. I love his stuff.
You know, the first time I ever met Aaron Eckhart professionally was in that movie, the disaster movie. You ever heard of something called The Core? Did you ever see that?
Yes.
Okay. Listen, that movie got panned on Rotten Tomatoes. It got panned from all the critics. But let me tell you guys something. If we were going to drill a hole in the earth and take a ship that could physically, mentally, and emotionally go down there and restart the Earth's core, that is a good movie that is something that I would like to see.
Me too.
That movie made everyone criticized it for the science being fake, but I'm just like, look,
it's entertainment. Jesus Christ.
The science may be fake, it may not make any sense, but like you got to take it with a grain of salt, because what if we could physically get a ship down to the center of the earth? What would it look like? This is our projection of how it would potentially. It's not 100% accurate, because in the movie Stanley Tucci says that's all science is, gentlemen, is best guess. It's all science is. It's the best guess. So it's that movie is. If you, by the way, for those of you watching, if you've never seen the movie The Core and you want a good disaster movie, to me that's one of the better ones. So
Agreed.
go and watch
Yeah.
The Core from 2003, Kevin. That movie came out 20 plus years ago. 20 years ago, that movie came out. And even with the effects, I still think they look good.
It's like their effects were so much better back then.
Dude, visual effect, man. Honestly, go on, and this is for you who may be watching and listening to this. Go on YouTube, watch the trailer for the movie, because there is footage of what the visual effects look like in the trailer, right, Kevin? So go back, watch the tape, and tell me that is not a movie that you would go to the theater and see. It is a solid, entertaining movie. Stanley Tucci's in it. Aaron Eckhart is in it. Two-time Academy Award winner Hilary Swank is in it. You got Delroy Lindo as the scientist putting together the ship. You got Bruce Greenwood from Star Trek who's in it, who plays one of the astronauts that leads the team into the core.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got an all-star cast.
Literally.
I mean, seriously. I mean, just anyway. DJ, what's his name? The guy from Supernatural. DJ Qualls is in it. He plays the hacker.
Yeah. I forgot.
He plays the hacker.
I forgot his last name, but my DJ sounds. I know you're talking about.
Well, DJ Qualls is his full name, and then the character name that he's portrayed, his hacker name is Rat.
Rat. Yeah.
He goes by Rat. So check it out.
I love Supernatural as well.
Well, check it out. The Core is a good film. I think it's a fun movie. I think. Well,
yeah,
it is. I mean, it's a dark subject matter if this were to happen in real life, but at the same time, it is a good, like, cheer 'em on kind of movie. So
agreed.
I don't know. Disaster movies are give and take. They're really give and take. Some work, some don't. Really depends on how you look at it. But The Core is good. Anyway, that's just neither here nor there. But you mentioned some good comic-based movies there, so I'm just curious, what made you decide to become an indie comic writer?
I'm just gonna be blunt. I got to the point where I was tired of Hollywood with these reboots, remakes, and all these unoriginality stuff they just keep bringing back over and over again. And so I got to the point of where, why do I need to wait on somebody to make a story when I can just do it myself? And so I started doing research about comics after reading so many comic books, learning about indie comics, trying to find my way into figuring out how to write my own. And I learned how to write a script. I talked to screenwriters how to write comic scripts. I got their advice, and then at first I was gonna have somebody write for me, but then again I was like, I don't want someone to tell my story. I don't want someone else trying to tell my story, because I want to do it myself, because I know what I want, and and it's hard for me to verbally explain. Like articulate what I want in something. I'm better at writing it down. As I tell everybody, I'm an introvert, so I'm quiet 99% of the time, because my mind just flows and flows and flows, and writing it down just helps me release that the visual that's in my head. And so ever since then, I just love storytelling, and also I was able to read my mom's horror novel that she hasn't published just yet, her murder mystery, and that's the one that really sparked my fire, wanted to write my own story, because reading that book, I could not put it down. I legit read that book all day when she gave it to me, and I got advice from her about writing, and the funny thing is, I actually hated writing growing up. But I found out I had a gift in writing when I was in high school, when my teacher graded us on our first writing paper. There was a level between 1 and 5, where 1 is you need a lot of help, and 5 is like you're there, just stay there. And my first paper, he graded me on I was a level 3, and he told me that you're there. I just want to push you higher. And so that's when I kind of figured out that I'm actually really good at writing, even though I hated writing with a passion. And when my mom, I remember my mom told me that sometimes the thing that you hate the most is actually what you're really good at. And I hated writing a lot, and turns out I'm really good at it. So I was like, my mom's right for some freaking reason. She's right in this moment. And so that's why I got into comic writing and to writing novels, because I love storytelling. I love I have a vivid imagination, and I just want to just help build a universe and platform where people can just escape from the world for a bit, and just get sucked into a story, and just not have to think about stuff for a while. So yeah, and I also wanted to like inspire people.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
So yeah.
Kevin, you are so money you don't even know it. You're like a big bear, man. Honestly, that is so crazy that you say that, because I kind of, in a way, first of all, congratulations on that, and second of all, thank you for sharing that with us and being so open and honest about it too, dude. Let me tell you something. When you have to write stuff for school, I hated it. I hated writing
Yeah.
reports, writing papers, and when you go to college, you got to write these things called research papers, right?
Yeah.
Or like these really
I
big,
had to do
like,
that too.
you had to write
Oof,
like these
Jesus.
6-8 page papers, and or even 10. And I'm thinking to myself,
Yeah.
who the heck wants to write this stuff? Honestly,
Yeah.
like, listen, if you're going for a PhD, if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, all that kind of stuff, or even a creative writer, that's fine. But I wasn't there for that. I was there for electronic media and film. I was there to learn about movies, how to make them, how to shoot them, how to just look at films with a different set of eyes and things of that nature, and then move on with my life. I was not looking to be a flippin' writer, you know. But years and years later, as Kevin
Oh,
said, you know,
boy.
he said, you know what, this writing thing is actually quite fun for me. So it just seems to fit. And it's amazing that you say that your family told you, well, the thing you hate the most is the thing you're probably most good at. And I'm like, really? The thing that so the fact that I hate writing makes me the best writer in the world. Is that right? So, okay. Maybe my maybe your family's onto something here. I don't know. But I'm sorry, I'm twisting the words. I know that's not right. I'm paraphrasing. But still, that's not what your family said. You know, I'm not trying to misquote you.
Oh, I forgot the other part. Writing also became like a therapy to me too,
Yeah.
because that's why I kind of became like a mental health advocate. Because growing up with a lot of anger, a lot of hurt that I chose not to deal with, because it was just easier just pushing it down. But my mom said, write your thoughts down in a journal and see how you feel. See how you feel afterwards. Of course, I didn't want to do it because I hate writing, and it just felt easier just to carry the hurt and anger. Well, it was like I'm like fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Uh, and so I started writing, and writing legitimately became my therapy. And I think that's why horror and fantasy has become my strong suit in writing, because I gravitate towards to it a lot, and I love watching it, and I love writing about it now. And so now I'm trying to challenge I'm learning to challenge my writing into like writing dramas and a little bit of comedy, and just to like expand my writing experience. So yeah, because I'm a really big fan of Adam Sandler, so that's how I kind of got into comedy. So
The
yeah.
Sandman. Yeah. Sandman,
So,
Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison. Yeah.
yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Yeah, Happy Gilmore. That's right. Yeah, the sequel's out now on Netflix. I haven't seen it, but
You need to
I mean,
watch it.
OG have.
You need to watch it.
Well, is it that good? Is it that good?
I'm
All
not
right.
gonna overhype it, but it was quite funny. It was quite funny.
Okay. I
It
hear.
was very.
Yeah.
It was.
There's a lot of
It had the
cameos
same.
in it.
It has it's a lot of cameos, same flavor from the first movie. So
All
yeah.
right. All right. You know, fun fact: I met Shooter McGavin in real life at Lexington Comic and Toy Convention in the great state of Kentucky. I think it was
That's
like
so
12 years
freaking
ago.
cool.
12 years ago, something like that. And he was one of the first celebrities I ever met when going to conventions. And I told him, I said, "Hey,
Wow.
man, grew up watching you and Happy Gilmore. I saw you on this TV show. It was I forget the name of it. It was called Kathy Bates was the lead actress. I think it was called Murphy's Law, and he plays like this really nasty attorney. You know, a mean. He's very good at playing a jerk. He's very good at playing a
He
jerk.
really is.
So
He
he's
really
basically he's very good at playing a jerk. Even though in real life he's one of the nicest guys you ever meet. But he plays his
That's
character. I think it
awesome.
was called Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, man, just got to tell you, did a really good job on that show. You did a good job. I just want to say thank you. So it was good stuff. It was good watching you." He said, "Oh, thanks, man." And he signed an 8x10 of him as Shooter McGavin. And he wrote to Ryan, Shooter, Christopher McDonald. Shooter.
I freaking love that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love
there's a
that. Oh
picture
my
of us.
god.
There's a picture of us on my social media. You can find it there. It's in it's in my Facebook and Instagram pages, I believe. So
Nice.
go
I
back and look
love
for
that.
that. Shooter McGavin is there. Shooter, and he had this like, beard and everything. So it's not really that hard to recognize him, but he's kind of hidden behind some facial hair there. But when you go back and look at the picture, he's like, "Oh my god, it is Shooter." So yeah, Shooter
Gotcha.
McGavin, very very good to me. So, dude, that's awesome that you got inspired to write, and you're also a mental health advocate. I think that's a big thing. That's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. Mental health is so. I mean, it's been important for many, many, many years, but it really came into, to a certain extent, it came into even more prominence during the lockdown. So it's
Mhm,
very important. Take care of yourself. If you have an issue, if something comes up, it's okay to ask for help. It is not a problem.
mhm.
It's a sign of strength. It is not a weakness. I've done it. My friends
Exactly.
have done it. My family has gone through it at some points. We've all been there. We've all been there. And there's no shame in it either. It happens. It happens to everybody. If you can say to me, honestly, if someone walks up to me and says, I've never had to go to therapy, I've never had a problem, everything for me has been sunshine and rainbows my whole life, you're fooling yourself and you're lying because there is no
Mhm,
way that, I mean, with all due respect, listen, with all due respect to the human race, there is no human on this planet that can come up to me and say, oh, yeah, my life's perfect. I got nothing to worry about. Are you kidding me? Have you seen what the state of the world is outside your front door? There's
mhm.
some messed up things going on, man. It
Oh
is
yeah.
not it is not a walk in the park unless you're in Jurassic Park and you hang out with Ian Malcolm all day, and then it becomes that's chaos theory. But anyway, see what I did there? Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
So that is a completely different what do you call it? Deck of cards there, Kevin. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
no, that's great stuff, man. I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate you who are watching or listening to this episode of A Night Quote with the guest of honor, Kevin Davis. Do not forget to like and share this episode with every single person that you could possibly know. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. If you're watching us live or on a replay, thank you for doing so. Kevin, what are some of the rewards about being an indie comic writer?
Rewards, getting to tell your own story at your own pace and at your own time, but also building community and networking, meeting other great creators and writers, and just building that connection together and just coming together to and not having to wait on somebody. It's like the green light your project, anything, but you just come together and just do it yourself. I think that's the biggest reward because you don't have to wait on somebody's approval to do what you want to do. And so it's like they create a freedom just to be you. Is literally the biggest reward for me. Is honestly as being an indie writer.
I can totally dig that. By the way, what you were talking about earlier when it comes to Hollywood making one too many reboots and remakes and all that
Mm.
kind of jazz, Abby says, agreed. She agrees with you on that front. So there you go. And thank you once again, Abby, for commenting. Don't forget to feel free to ask questions or drop in some more comments. We appreciate you, Abby. In the words of DJ Khaled, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
There you go. There's the gift for you right there.
Like another one.
Come to life. Flip side of the coin, though, what are some of the biggest challenges about being an indie comic writer?
Biggest challenge is always budgeting and funding, and also finding artists that, especially when there's a lot of scam artists, so you have to be careful which to know who is a real artist and who's not. Especially with this AI stuff going on, you have to have a distinct eye to know which is actually hand drawn art or just artificial art or art that's been stolen by somebody just trying to scam you. But that's that's one of the biggest issues is the scam artists, and also we'll find the funding to produce your project. Um, that's always the biggest thing. Just basically find the funding and be able to budget out so you can pay the artist. And if you have especially if you need multiple artists to do pencil, ink, color, lettering, cover art, everything. It's definitely budgeting is the biggest thing that goes into being an indie creator.
Yeah, all about the dollar bills, y'all.
Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. Money is tight. Struggle is real.
yeah,
It happens. It happens. But we do get there by having a team around us. So, if someone wants to become an
exactly.
indie comic writer or creator, what advice would you give to aspiring creators out there?
First, do your research. Learn how to write a comic script. Be patient because it takes a lot of patience to do a project. Get an editor, uh, someone that will not be afraid to tell you, um, basically someone that's not afraid that's not going to sugarcoat anything, but actually tell you to your face what's wrong with the things that can make it better. A lot of people say don't show it to your friends or your family because a lot of them will just be nice to you and be positive. I say which I semi agree, but I also disagree because some family are actually are good because especially if they're in like the mindset of don't sugarcoat, they think they're gonna be very honest with you. Um, and but don't jump into trying to be a creator too fast because you can get lost in the tracks very fast. Especially you can lose a lot of money if you try to jump in so fast, especially if you don't have a finished script. So do your research, right, and then write an outline of what story you want to tell, put your character together, and ask. Don't be afraid to ask for advice, and also budget, and if you can't pay the artist that you want to work with, find someone that's in your price range. Um, but also have fun with it too. I don't want like have fun with it. Make sure it's actually something you want to do and not just something you want to do just to make money. Because if you don't have the passion for it, you're gonna burn out and you're just gonna go down a rabbit hole if you try to jump into it way too fast.
Good advice. He's right, you know. Uh, good
Yeah.
stuff, man. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing that with us. Do really appreciate it. So, to get into the nitty gritty of this, could you describe for us what is it Kevirsyle? Is that how you say it? Kev-
You can say Keversal or Keversal.
Kevisol. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, but you can say
Kevisol.
Converse. You can also say Conversal.
Oh, Conversal. All right. Well, let's just
Yeah,
go with that. Conversal. I'm trying to think of what I'm
yeah,
doing here. I didn't even know what I'm doing on my own show. But
yeah.
Conversal, what exactly is that, and how did that come about?
So first of all, it's my parent company name. I went through so many changes trying to figure out what I want to name my parent company. And so Conversal, it was originally spelled a different way. I guess at first I spelled it like Kevirsal. Well, over time, I'm like, that looks, no, that looks boring. I need to do something more to it. So that's how it became this, spelled this way. And I had this wolf logo made because when I was starting my company, I want to build like a pack of a family and artists that, I started my company because I got tired of corporations mistreating these artists and mistreating these creators. So I want my company to be like a family artist based company that we can have fun together, be friends, but also get business done. And I want all my artists to feel appreciated for their work they do with me. And so that's how I got my wolf logo made with the arrows, because wolves are a pack, and I got the chain wrapped around Kevirsal because we're chained together as a family in the wolf pack. And so I started. So Kevirsal or Kevirsyle Media is my parent company where my holding company where I launch my other companies under Kevirsal because I'm building a universe, which I call it Kevirsal because it's my Kevin universe. So it's Kevirsal.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Now I get it. Now it's all computing in my brain, folks.
yeah, yeah.
No, that's cool. That's really cool. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's how we
Yes,
accomplish our
sir.
dreams, folks. It's not done just by yourself. I mean, you know, you can pull all the Rockies and Rambos you want, but at the same time, Rocky wouldn't be the world champion without the support of Adrian. You know, John Rambo wouldn't
Yes,
be
sir.
the warrior that he is without Colonel Samuel Troutman. You know, God didn't create Rambo. I did. You know what I mean? So, there you
Yeah.
go. Gotta remember that, man. Gotta remember that. There was a Sylvester Stallone reference there for you. um, no, that's cool, man. I totally dig it. And then when I think of wolf packs, I'm thinking of two things. One, when you're NWO wolf pack for life, which is
Yep.
a pro wrestling reference. And then
Yep.
second thing I'm thinking of,
I know that reference.
there you go. Yeah, well, when you're NWO, you're NWO for life.
Yep.
R.I.P. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And the other thing is, there's a friend of ours named Rob Multeri of Lone Wolf Comics. I don't know if you're familiar with this man, but he's got his
I
indie.
think I heard. Yeah, I think I heard
Well,
of Lone Wolf
he's
Comics.
got an
Yeah.
indie comics label called LoneWolfComics.com. If you go to LoneWolfComics.com, he's got two storylines going on. He's got Night Wolf, and then he's got the spinoff known as Snowpaw. Going
That's
on. Those are
awesome.
two comic book titles that he's got going on there. So check that out if
Okay.
you're into that sort of supernatural werewolf
Heck
versus
yeah.
vampires versus monsters, things that go
Heck
bump in
yes.
the night.
Heck yes, I love that.
kind of stuff. Yeah, it's basically it's a werewolf series of comics, but at the same time, it's not like you know NSFW. It's not one of those kind of titles. It's a PG-13 kind of, I would say. Rob, if I'm wrong about this, let me know in the comments what the rating is of your comic. But I would rate it rated T for teen. It's rated PG.
Yeah,
It's like a PG-13 take on vampires. So, but it's
got you,
good. It's
got you.
really, really good. If you're into werewolves, like I dig werewolves. I think they're cool. Speaking of this logo looks badass. So,
Thank you so much.
I mean, I like wolves. I like wolves. I really do. There's a picture of me with an actual wolf on my social media right now. There's a picture of me with a
Oh,
what like a I don't remember the exact breed of it, but there's with
uh,
me and a wolf, and I'm making the wolf pack symbol because obviously you have to. You have to.
yeah, yeah, heck
You have
yeah,
to. But it's my cover photo on my Facebook. So go look at my Facebook page when you're done here. It's very, very good to me because it's NWO for life.
heck yeah. That's
Um,
awesome. Heck
I'm
yeah.
just saying, bro. I'm just saying. Just saying, bro. That's just me. So, dude, that's really cool. So you have a team that you've put together of artists and writers and things like that, and you guys all work together to put out these stories. Is that what's going on, or you're in the process of putting together a team?
Well, I write all my stuff myself
Hmm.
right now, but I do have artists with me that work with me that I'm friends with. They're my best friends now because the way I interview is I want to see if I can be friends with you before I think about doing a business partnership with you
Hmm.
because I want both of us to have fun and you know that some people have egos, and so that's also I'm like I don't want to work with massive egos. I was like, because as human, we have egos, and so I kind of test the waters to see if we can be friends first, and then if I like you, and if you like me, we'll do some projects together. So yeah,
Well, well, well. That is something else. Um, no, it's fabulous though. It's fabulous. It's good stuff. I mean,
but
it's really good stuff.
but now I recently have a friend of mine that's a writer that he's writing articles for my magazine I just started, and he's also writing with me on an anthology I'm starting too. So.
Well, do tell. What's the magazine? What's the anthology? When can we get this on the newsstands? Where are we going to see it?
Um, So, so issue one of my magazine is called Kevirsyle International Magazine. It's a lifestyle magazine. It's a lifestyle comic magazine where I have articles about mental health, articles about interviewing creators. So you can see different creators in my magazine that I interview, and you can get their backstory and like what got them into their industry they're in, and also I have comics in there like sneak peeks of upcoming comics that's going to be published from my company at some point soon. And then so I kind of like try to balance it out. I'm like I don't have this magazine too heavy because mental health is a heavy topic, so I balance it from all right. Here's some interview of the creators, comic, some mental health uh, articles, and then articles written by my friend Dennis Knight, who gives advice about the comic industry and how to get into it, and what you should know and what you should not do and what you should do. And then the anthology we're doing is called I call it Jollified because it's going to be like it's a holiday horror anthology which each book is different stories based on certain holidays. So for example, he he always wanted to write about Krampus. So I was like, "You want to do it for my anthology?" I'm like, "This is just a abbreviated version." How we started talking, how I hired him. He always told me that he always wanted to write about Krampus. It's always been his dream, and I told him to write a pitch and send it to me, and we'll talk about it. And so he did, and I said, "Would you like to write this for my anthology that I'm working on?" And he said yes, and I hired him right there. And I told him about my magazine. I said, "Would you by chance want to write articles as well?" And he said, "Oh, definitely." um, so he's currently writing like a story Bible of Krampus to send to me for me to approve before he starts writing the script. And I'm writing. So he's doing Christmas. Then I have a story that I'm called Tarot Giving, where it's a creature hunting people on Thanksgiving. Um, and then some more, we have, and I'm still TBD on the other story that I'm doing for the anthology. And then I also have another anthology called Havoc, where each book is just a own one shot Havoc. Um, like it's each issue is just its own story by itself. Like it's each single issue for Havoc anthology, and then I have a few anthologies I got in the pipeline. I'm outlining right now. So yeah.
Yes! That's awesome!
So
I mean, dude, seriously, you got 30 million irons in the fire, and it is insane. It's insane. No, honestly, it really is. But from from one creator to another, this is fabulous. This is great. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your creative team that you got working on this behind you, and supporting you, all that kind of jazz. And I'll tell you what. And by the way, this isn't the host and producer of a show just tuning his own horn. I'm just saying, if you ever need someone to write something, if you want me to, help you out in any way, I volunteer as tribute, man. Let me know.
I got you.
I'm seriously. I'm serious. Like if you need me to write something, you need me to publish something, and get something in your magazine. If you need me to help you, in any way, shape, or form, we're all here to help each other, man. That's what this show's all about: is building each other up, not tearing each other down. And mental health is a big thing too. So I support that 1,000%, even though that's not a real number. I was never good at math, Kevin. I'm sorry to say. So don't make me write any math-related stories for you because I can't write worth a darn when it comes to math. But if you want me to write you a Western,
I suck at math too.
I mean, if you want me to write you a Western or a sword and sorcery type story, I can throw that in for good measure. I don't know if you like sword and sorcery, but
I do. I love Lord of the Rings. I love Witcher. I love.
Do you like Conan the Barbarian? Do you like Conan?
Yes, I love Conan. I love Homelander. Not Homelander. Highlander. Jesus Christ.
There can be only one.
Yeah,
there can be only
Highlander.
one. Well, let me ask you this. Are you familiar with another character called Solomon Kane? You ever hear of Solomon Kane?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
dude, that character is so underrated. And the movie with James Purefoy that came out in 2009, I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I have.
That movie is so good because I didn't know anything about this character until I saw the movie. And then because we watched the movie we watched it in my film class when I was in college. So we watched it in my film class.
Nice.
And that was the first time I ever saw it. And it was really good. And I was like, wait a minute, there's like comic books based off this character? And the guy's like, yeah. Robert E. Howard wrote it originally. It's based off a book. It's based off the comic books and all this other stuff. Because he's been published in different forms of media over the decades. And I was like, dude, I got to go to my LCS and look up these comics. So I found a compilation, like a collection, like the collection of Solomon Kane Comics Volume 1, something like that.
Gotcha.
And it was, by the way, this is a paperback. I just want to let you know this. This is a trade paperback at my LCS. I found it, I believe. And
gotcha.
When I found it, I bought it. I took it home. I read it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this character is very fascinating. The fact that he deals with demons and the battles between God and the devil and all this other stuff is going on around him.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I can get with this because listen. And by the way, let me preface this by saying, I respect all beliefs, whatever you believe out there. I respect it. You go and do you. But Solomon Kane addresses some very heavy subject matter. And the way they address it, especially in the context of the movie from I think it was 2008, 2009. I believe it's 2009.
Yeah.
It's
around that era.
What I'm saying is it's very good. And listen, that movie was made on not a very big budget. James Purefoy came in, did his thing. I don't know if there's any interviews with him on stating whether or not he enjoyed his experience while filming. I think he enjoyed himself. But, dude, he just owns that character. And I wish they would have made more movies with Solomon Kane because, well, if we could get Arnold as Conan the Barbarian in 3 different movies, and by the way, he may have played a different character in Red Sonja, but let's be honest, it was him as Conan the Barbarian. They just renamed him because of the rights issue or whatever it was. So don't tell me it's not a Conan ripoff. But you know what I mean? Like, and I'll be honest with you, I tried watching Arnold's iteration of Conan the Barbarian, and I just couldn't. 40 minutes in, I was like, this is not good. This is not good. I can't drink the Kool-Aid of this movie. I can't drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I can, though? And this movie doesn't make it any better, but have you seen the Conan the Barbarian remake with Aquaman himself, Jason Momoa?
Yeah, Jason Momoa.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, here's the thing. Is that movie any good? Probably not. But when I see it and I'm watching it, I'm like, you know what? This movie's pretty bad, but Momoa carries it. He carries it. And plus the guy is ripped. So it's like, He knows what he's doing because the guy's been ripped. So, did you know? I don't know if you knew this or not. Did you know that one of Jason Momoa's earliest roles was on Baywatch?
What?
That was one of his earliest acting
I
gigs
do
ever.
not know that. No, I did not know that.
I'm not kidding you. Go to YouTube when we're done with this show, type in Jason Momoa Baywatch, and there's going to be a compilation of all the clips of where he shows up. And he was a regular cast member. He wasn't just like a what do you call
Oh
it?
my God.
No, he was a series regular, brother. He was on it for like 1 or 2 seasons, and I'm just thinking to myself, you have no facial hair. Your hair is incredibly short, and you're roaming around in these red trunks because that's the
Yeah, yeah,
uniform. That's the uniform of Baywatch.
yeah.
Thinking to myself, oh my gosh, man, you are a baby in this show. Look at it, man. Look it up. I kid you not. It is
Oh
legit.
my God, I did not know that.
He was Aquaman long before they ever cast him as Aquaman because he was swimming with the beauties of Baywatch in its later seasons.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he wasn't there in the beginning. He didn't come in until like the tail end of the series. Like he came in until it's like seasons 9, 10, 11, whatever the heck it was. But
Yeah.
Google it,
Oh
man.
my. Wow.
It's weird.
Okay.
It's
I got.
weird, but it's real. It's real. Jason, it was real. I saw the footage.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, we all have to start somewhere when it comes to our acting careers, and you got a
True.
paycheck. So well done, Jason. Well done. I don't know if that's a headshot you want to sell at conventions, but you know, I don't know how many people have come up to
Oh.
him when he goes to convention and says, "Hey, Jason, I really liked you as that character on Baywatch back in the late '90s, early 2000s. Do you remember that?" And Jason's probably going to say to the fan, "No, I don't remember that. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there. You must be confusing me with somebody
Oh
else. I don't
my
know who the
Lord.
heck that is. I don't know who he is." But anyway, once again, this is the educational episode of And I Quote about different actors taking part in different projects with your host, Ryan of And I Quote channel, and the guest of honor, the man who is the future of this company, the future of the business, Kevin Davis. That's right, the leader of the Wolf Pack, Kevin Davis. Do not forget to like and share this with your closest friends. If you have any questions, let us know in those comments or the chat box. And if you're watching us live or on the replay, thank you so much. We cannot do this without you. Kevin, what has been the reactions from your audience to some of your stories, maybe some of the things you've published, some of the things you've put out on social media? What has been the reaction to some of the things you've developed thus far?
Reactions have been very, very good actually, which was actually shocking. When I released my first comic, I asked for reviews, and a lot of people have said that it's. I've been told it's like a 9 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. Like I never from the reviews I got, I'd never gotten low 8.5, which was shocking, especially for my first comic. They said that a lot of people said that it's very it's it's very good storytelling, and that it's for all ages, and they like that I don't go over the top with the way I tell my story. And then a lot of my friends and people that read my story, they love how I write my horror stories. They said that this is so original that it's refreshing for them, and they then also even my artists that read my scripts, they say, "Dude, your mind is crazy scary." And like my zombie saga that's coming soon later down the road, either next year or 2027, depends. Um, my artist read the script and he said that this was by far the best story he's ever read, saying that he feels the emotion of the characters, the trauma of the characters, and he sees the story so clear in his head, and he's been excited drawing it. And my other artist who works my artist that does the pencil ink, his partner does the color and lettering, told me that this was by far the best. He asked me if I'm publishing this comic when we finish it. I said yes, I am. And he said that he told me that he thinks that this is even better than Walking Dead. That this is the best comic he's read, and like even seen visually, seen better than anything on the mainstream. And like hearing that as a first time creator, that was freaking crazy. I was like, are you serious? You're seriously saying my zombie comic is better than The Walking Dead? Like, what the heck? That is the high compliment. And the reactions have been so beautiful. That's what keeps me going and keeps wanting to tell my story, is because and I've seen people are starting to really enjoy my writing. and it's been such an honor, and it's really humbling, and I'm not stopping anytime soon.
Jeez, man. Kicking
Yeah,
tail and taking names, you're on the precipice of greatness, my friend.
yeah. And I even told
Yeah.
like a synopsis to another writer who she just published a novel last year. I always text her because she always her responses to my ideas be funny. So I text her like idea. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about this idea. I want you to see. I want you to know your thoughts. And she reads my message. She said, "When is this coming out?" And I was like, TBD. I was like, to be determined. And she's like, she wants to read that now. I'm like, I'm currently in process of writing it, so you will see it soon. And every time I send her a message, she's like, dude, your mind is crazy, and she can't wait to read what I write. And I just start laughing, and it's been freaking amazing.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of answered this already, but if there's anything you want to add to this, feel free. So what is the plan for everything moving forward? Where do you see this empire, this business of yours in 5 to 10 years? What do you think is going to happen? What's your plan? What's the Kevin Feige of it all?
Having original stories and having a community that loves storytelling that can come back and just escape the world for a while and just and also inspire their imagination if they want to create stories themselves. So 5 to 10 years, I hope to have that platform where people can just come have fun, read books, comics, heck, even cosplay. Because I have a toy company I'm working on. I have plushies coming soon too. That's being worked on, and just having a blast and just giving back to the community. And just I want to get especially I want to get kids to read, and because being on electronics, it messes up with your brain, messes with your brain, and being on TV it's been getting way too crazy, and I just want to get people to have fun reading and just having a blast and just help to build their imagination. So that's my plan, and who knows? I might get into making movies and TV shows down the road. You never really know. So that's also one of my other goals is get into that type of media, um, and bring on other creators that want to write there and tell their own story. And I want to help uplift other creators, and potentially publish them. So yeah.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
I mean, it really is, honest to God. No, dude, honestly, that is amazing. All I can say is congratulations, and we wish you nothing but success moving forward with this
Thank you so
whole
much.
thing. With this whole thing. And if there's anything we can do here at Anti-Quote Channel to support you in any way, shape, or form, please let us know. Reach out, send me a message. Let me know if you need me to entertain your audience. Are you not entertained? Well, I could pull a gladiator on them or something. I don't know. My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, even though that's not my real name, but still, I could,
Yes,
I can do impressions for you, man. I can do it.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me know. I'm there for you, man. Honestly, creativity is one of the best gifts anyone can have, and putting out stories is one of the. And speaking of which, we just learned this on social media earlier this morning. I don't know if you heard the news or not, but today is National Book Lovers Day.
That's
Yeah,
actually a day. I did not know that.
they make up these. I feel like they're making these up as they go, but today is National Book Lovers Day, and I found out about this through scrolling on social media. I think it was on Instagram first, and then I saw it again on Twitter. And the Reading Rainbow official account said, "It seems like this day was made for us, National Book Lovers Day." Because with LeVar Burton, all you gotta do is take a look. It's in.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if you can notice this, but if you take a look at our studio here, if you see this behind me, I like to read. Can you see this?
Oh
This
yeah.
is all TBR, which is why we call it
Oh, yeah.
TBR Road, because it's all to be read, man.
Heck yeah.
Everything in these totes back here is TBR. Everything behind you is TBR, man.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It is, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, we just
If,
had
if
Ryan.
only you can see my shelf. My shelf is across my room.
Yeah,
I have my books stacked.
is it all TBR like it is here? Okay, it's all right. Hey, we're even.
Because I literally have the Percy Jackson series, his Rick wrote his other series.
Oh, really?
He has so many series, I kind of forget the names.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief, up to
There you
the
go.
last Olympian. What's it called?
Yeah,
I think about this.
I believe it is.
That series,
Yeah, I got
and
it.
then his Kane Chronicle. His other series that he has, I have some of his books. I have to get some more. I have to get his other books.
I have to get some
But
more. Yeah.
yeah, because he has so many books, I lose track of where the hell he's at now. So I'm like, I love this guy, but
No.
Jesus.
You-
Then I have some comics, and then I have lifestyle books, and yeah.
Respect.
So
You got a lot on your
yeah,
plate, don't you?
yeah,
Is that fair to say here on national
yeah.
television? That's fair to say you have a lot on your plate at the moment.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well,
Pretty much, yeah.
we're gonna stick to that. So yeah, TBR is behind me here in the studio. And by the way,
Yeah.
congratulations to Ryan Pote on the release of his book Blood and Treasure. It's blowing up
Blood
the
and
interwebs.
Treasure,
It's
nice.
selling like hotcakes. Congratulations to him. He's bringing back
Nice.
the men's adventure fiction genre in more ways than one. It's an adventure story, kind of like an Indiana Jones type stuff. So
Oh,
that's cool. Yeah, and this gentleman here, Martin Rooney, is going to be on the show with us next week, and we're going to be talking about his new book, Blood Feud:
Blood Feud.
Raising Cain, is gonna be on with us. Martin Rooney, the writer of the book.
oh my God, that's amazing! Wow.
Yeah, that book is. I don't want to give too much away, but it's about a man who has a health issue, and he doesn't have too much time left, so he's using what time he does have to bring. What do you call it? Let's just put it to you this way: he's trying to bring hellfire and brimstone to the bad guys. So he's kind of pulling a Jack
Gotcha.
Reacher or a John Wick.
Gotcha.
So there you go. That's who's going to be on the show next week. It's Martin Rooney. Blood Feud:
Awesome.
Raising Cain. Which, by the way, that's a badass cover.
It really is.
It is.
It gives me John Wick and Jack Reacher.
It
Vibes.
definitely gives me Reacher vibes because of how bulked and jacked up he is. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, and then Ryan Poe, we got Blood and Treasure, which has got Indiana Jones meets Dirk
Mummy.
Pitt,
The
Clive
Mummy.
Butler. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
Also, I was like, this kind of give me like the Mummy vibes a little bit too.
Yep. It could be
yeah.
that. I don't want to give too much away, but
Nice.
it's
I love
it's a heck of a
that.
story. Yeah. Congratulations to both
Excellent.
writers for their latest books being out in the world and available on Amazon and wherever you purchase your books or ebooks if you're into ebooks. Some people are into that stuff. That's fine. I prefer physical media. So
Physical media, me too.
yeah.
All the way
Like
physical
I
media.
respect ebooks, but I'd rather have a book in
hurts
my
your
hand
eyes,
when I'm
right?
reading. That's what I'm saying, though.
Like digital hurts your eyes. Really,
It does.
honestly.
It does. Even if you have blue light special, which is known as blue light
Yeah.
protection, which I do have in my glasses, but still,
It's-
we need to get away from this stuff. We need to get away from
Yeah.
technology. We need to, like our friend LeVar Burton taught us 40 plus years ago, which a lot of us weren't there for. All you got to do is take a look. It's in a book. That's all you got to do, fellas.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hard. Which, by the way, support your local comic shops and support your local libraries too, because they do a lot of great things for the community out there. So there you go. There's something for you. I just want to throw that out there as a free PS, as a PSA. Hey, look who's here. Pops Van Zandt is here, and he says, "Hey,
Yo, madness.
Pops, how you doing, Pops? What's up, man? How you doing? What do you think, Pops? Are you gonna take another survey?" And says, "Survey says one more for the good guys," which is what Reza Ramon and Scott Hall would always say on WCW Monday Nitro. I'm just throwing that out there. Just out of curiosity, though, as we're a couple of more questions here for you, Kevin. Do you have a favorite wrestler, and if so, who's your favorite wrestler? And please don't say John Cena.
What, modern day or back to, or it doesn't matter?
Both. I want to know who your favorite modern day wrestler is and your favorite old school wrestler is. Let's go.
Old school wrestler is Stone Cold.
Oh, the Texas Rattlesnake. Okay.
Yeah, Stone Cold.
Modern day.
Modern day is, I have most of modern day.
Okay.
Modern day, Roman Reigns. Stephanie Vicker. Becky Lynch.
Oh, the man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also married to Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Yeah. Seth's on that list too.
Yeah. Oh, you like Seth? You mean Seth freaking Rollins? Because that's what he's calling himself now. Did you know
Rollins.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a weird thing.
I practically grew up watching Seth. Seth and Roman, kind of, sort of.
Really?
Kind of, sort of.
Okay. Because they were in the Shield at one point, so I got that.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I kind of grew up watching them.
The Shield. Yeah.
Who else? That's some more. Damian Priest.
Okay.
Jacob Fatu, the Usos. Jeff Hardys, the Hardys. There we go, the Hardys. Heck yes, the Hardys. I can't forget my boy, the Hardys. Man, I love the Hardys. Man, God,
I met him.
oh, I'm jealous.
Well, not only did I meet Jeff and Matt Hardy, but I also met the center of it, Lita. I met Lita.
Oh, I love Lita too.
And I'll tell you what.
Trish Stratus.
Oh, dude. I am looking forward to the day when I meet Trish Stratus at a convention because I've met Lita, who was one of my favorites, but I definitely want to meet the second half of that equation, which is without Trish Stratus and Lita, the women's division of pro wrestling would not be anywhere near as good as it is today. Got to give credit to the original pillars of women's wrestling right there. I mean, there were women wrestlers before them, there were, but they took it into in a way, they took it into the stratosphere.
They elevated it.
Oh, they elevated it big time. I mean, they were the first 2 women wrestlers to main event Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And they'd never done that before. No one's ever done that before. No one. No other female wrestlers have ever done it. But they did. And they did it well. And by the way, Lita came back from having a broken freaking neck, and she dove through the ropes, and she hit her head to the point where I actually thought she broke her neck that night. But she was able to get up.
She is crazy amazing. Dude, oh my God.
But dude, she was able to get up, finish the match, do it. I don't think she broke her neck that night. I don't think she cracked it or had to get screws put back into it, like none of that. But I gotta tell you, when you watch the footage of that swan dive through the ropes on the Trish,
I know what you're talking about.
Man, I was so worried. I was like, dude, is this match over before it even begins? Because Lita, I felt like Lita just cracked her head wide open.
Oh yeah, I was like,
with the dive.
My Lita is literally the Extreme Rules of women.
Well, let's be honest. Team Extreme, everybody. The Hardy Boys were very, very good to me. Lita, very, very good to me. Trish Stratus, I look forward to meeting you. It's going to happen one of these days. Kevin and I are going to meet you at a convention. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk some wrestling memories. We're going to talk some life moments, some life goals, all that kind of stuff. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a great conversation. Pops, I know you said you're going to be working on some stuff for us, getting some access to certain events and whatnot. So, let's do this thing, Pops. Let's make it happen. It'll be a lot of fun if we met some wrestlers. I think Kevin and I would get a kick out of that. But I've met the Hardys, met Lita. They're great. They're all great. So good list you got there. That's a good list. It's a good list. But you know what? I mean, for argument's sake, the first wrestler I ever watched growing up was big, sexy Kevin Nash, 7 feet, 315 pounds, master of the jackknife powerbomb, and leader of the NWO Wolfpack brother. Yeah. So big Kevin Nash fan. I actually met him.
Did he go by Big Daddy Cool?
He did back in the day. Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I waited almost 20 years to meet him and I went to a convention. He was there, and I met him. We had like a 20-minute discussion, like a 25-minute discussion. We talked for what felt like forever, and he signed all 4 or 5 of my items, every single one. Some of them were VHS tapes, some of them were DVDs, some of them were Funko Pops. There was a Funko Pop of him.
Dude, wow.
But it was a Funko Pop of him as Super Shredder from Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, because that was him in the suit at the end of Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. That was Kevin Nash as Super Shredder.
Wow.
Fun fact. That was Super Shredder. He was Super Shredder. At the end of Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, that is Kevin Nash in that costume.
Wow.
Yeah. So I looked up at him and I said, "Hey, Kev, thanks for being a part of the TMNT legacy. Would you sign this Funko Pop?" And he signed it, K Nash Super Shredder.
That's
Booyah,
so
baby.
Cool.
Booyah. Yeah.
That's so freaking cool.
You know what that was? You know what that was, Kevin? That was Bossa Nova, huh? What? Bossa Nova? Chevy Nova? No. Excellent. Yeah. I love TMNT. I can go on about that all day. So,
my Lord.
Yeah, that was a life moment, man. That was a life moment. My friend who was standing about 10 feet away from me, took footage of our conversation. She recorded video, not all of it, but a little snippet of the conversation I had with Kevin. And it's on my social media. You can find it. It's there. And that's a life moment there, folks. If you meet someone you've been waiting X amount of years to meet, that is a life moment. And you gotta embrace it. You gotta own it. So meeting pro wrestlers, very, very cool to me. Comic-Con, very, very cool to me. Kevin, do you plan on going to this magical world that we've known for so many years, known as Comic-Con, at some point? Are you going to go to conventions and do some signings?
Yeah, but when I first start going to conventions, I'm going as a fan.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Start small, work your way to the top of the mountain. I get it.
And also I'll be going as a fan, also networking at the same time, because I can get the feel of the atmosphere and see how the tables are set up, and see how everything goes before I even think about applying to do a table. But but when I get to go there for like the first, at least for the first few years, I'm going as a fan so I can nerd out and just cosplay and just have fun and just be free because I don't want to work when I go to Comic Con for a while. Um, so yeah, I'm going as a fan, having fun, networking, meeting people, and just having a blast.
All right, soaking it up like a sponge. I get it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
take your time. Take your time. Don't go to the deep end of the pool. Just enjoy
Exactly.
yourself. Enjoy, and bring plenty of business cards with QR codes
Gotcha. Okay.
because that's definitely something that helps with marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, all my
Nice.
business cards have my QR code on it. And by the way, for those of you wondering, the QR code takes you to my link tree, which has all my social media links to all my projects.
Gotcha. Nice.
So,
Nice. Okay.
and that's the beauty of Linktree because it's a free website, it's a free service. You just sign up for an account and you start playing with the fonts, and the what do you call it, the options of the formats that they have.
Mm.
It's kind of like playing with Canva, which is another free marketing resource. I don't know if you're familiar with
Love
Canva.
love Canva. I use
Yeah,
Canva all the time.
Canva is one of my best friends. That's how I was able to design.
Same.
Yeah, I designed my
Same.
business card on there. I designed my T-shirts on Canva. So
Same. Yep.
yeah, it's been very, very good to me.
Yep. I'm working on business cards right now too.
You
So
should. You should, and you should get a massive like 300-400 card order from Vistaprint.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, design it on Canva for free, and then upload it to Vistaprint,
That's
and
the
then
okay.
they'll create it. They'll print it out. They'll give you a box. However many you want. You can choose how many you want in the order, of course, because it's all in the options menu. But
Gotcha. Okay.
order
Thank you.
yourself a box of business cards and go with the glossy finish, and
It's glossy.
take as
Okay.
many business cards as you can with you to every event or convention that you go to, because the more you network, the more you give your business card out to people saying, hey, this is what I do. If you're interested, here's my card with a QR code that you can scan with your phone. It takes you to my link tree, or in your case, if you have a website, it takes you to my website. It has all my
Right.
links and da da da.
Okay.
So yeah, that's free advice. There you go. Take it with a grain of salt, folks. I'm not the expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I've been going to conventions for over 12 years, so I know a thing or two because I've done a thing or two. We are fans. Bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. There you go. See, there you go. You're welcome. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you so much to Kevin Davis. You, sir, are a gentleman, a scholar, and you're so money you don't even know it. And I want to thank you for being on this episode of Van Dyke Quote. Now, if someone wants to know more about you, Kevin, and check out all these wonderful things you're doing in the world, where can they follow you on social media?
Instagram, you can find me at I am Kevin Davis Official, and on my Instagram bio, you can also see my tagged business accounts on there, so you can follow those as well. On Facebook, I am Kevin Davis CEO, and yeah, and when you see comic stuff on, that's how you know it's me. And if you see a funny photo on Facebook, either it's Beetlejuice or comic creator, comic character, or like a random meme type of profile picture, that's me. But in my background cover on my Facebook, it says Kevirsyle, Kevysie. That's me.
All right. Thank you very much for being here. Stick around, Kevin. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to talk to you again momentarily. Links to where you can follow myself and Kevin Davis are located in the description of this video. So make sure you check it out. My name is Ryan of Van Dyke Quote Channel. There's some creativity for you. You can follow me across all forms of social media, simply at Van Dyke Quote Channel, which is on my name tag here on the set. And then also, we're on our way to 5,000. Once we hit 5,000, we'll have a live stream celebration that will include incredible giveaways that you, the person who's watching or listening to this presentation right now, are going to be eligible to win. We also have merch. We have shirts. We have hoodies. We got stickers you can add to your water bottles. We have coffee mugs. Anything that you could possibly think of, we got it. So links are down in my link tree. They're also in our social media bio, so you can check that out there. Do not forget, Anti Quote is on Saturdays, 12 p.m. EST. Movie watch-alongs are on Friday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern. And another show that I do for another channel, Freewheeling Fridays, part of the Madness Entertainment Group, the Madness. Yeah, Kevin, you know about the Madness. That show is on Friday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern time. So feel free to check that out if you're a night out, don't feel like going to bed so early, and you're willing to stay up past 11 o'clock Eastern time at night. Go ahead and enjoy that iteration of a late show with yours truly. It's called Freewheeling Fridays. We talk with some of the best indie creators from all over the world. We do a Q&A, and we talk more about different realms of pop culture while we're there, so that's a lot of fun too. There you go, Pops. I just gave you guys a shout out. You're welcome, America. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when the videos go up or they go live. Remember, life is better when supporting creators from all over the world. All you got to do is take a look. It's in a book. but you don't have to take my word for it.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasmafire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.
I've been a superhero for a long time. It used to be so simple. You catch the bad guys, do the right thing, save the world. Then I met Aiden, and things got complicated.
Iris recruited me as a kid and turned me into their own personal weapon. I couldn't see any way out until I met Marty. But now we're going to burn their entire organization down if we can.
Forces of Nature, books 1 and 2, Scorcher and Thin Ice are available now wherever books are sold online. See www.kellygentner.com.
Good morning! Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.